So you are nicely open up, right? Just like this rose. And you know why exposure is very important. I mean, what highway to approach your aim. And now let's check what type of steps, specific steps you need for getting your aim. These steps are called input, and input is one of my favorite topics. Why? Because I think here comes your real inner motivation, and inner motivation, intrinsic motivation is very important if you want to learn something. It's not just language, it's about anything. So why is it so important to be motivated, and why is it so important to understand why you are responsible for your studying? At this point, probably you would say that, okay, input, what are we going to talk about it? It's my teacher's responsibility. It's my application's responsibility. It's my YouTuber's responsibility because I go to English classes. I download applications. I've been watching YouTube videos randomly. If your teacher is motivated, if your YouTuber is motivated, if your application is motivated, it's not your motivation and it's not your success. What text exactly, what videos exactly you should watch and read and listen to? My first piece of advice is authentic text. Why? Because many language exams and many language schools prefer putting students into groups according to levels. But when you go to anywhere in your real work life or personal life, there are no levels. If you go to a conference, for example, nobody asks you to raise hands if you are just an A2 level because you're not going to understand the whole conference. Nobody cares. Or when you have to give a presentation, for example, basically, if you are not scared to death, you provide your audience with a Q&A period at the end of your presentation, which means that you can get some questions, maybe from native speakers or maybe from someone whose accent or dialect is completely unfamiliar to you. So you have to get used to it. And in Call for English, as it's a very practical way of learning, in Call for English, we prepare for this. You just find something on the internet. It can be a series, a sitcom, a film, anything, you name it. And you just bring it to English class, for example. When any of my students do so, for me, I'm very happy because it's a sign of being motivated. Do you remember this flower? When you find a topic, when you find something that you are really interested in, you are open. And when you are open, information can get in way more easily. Okay, but what can you do with a text, an authentic text, which is sometimes very difficult to understand? In Call for English, I teach you the way how to build up a so-called intelligent filter. This intelligent filter helps you to make some categories. The first category is when you say that I love this structure, I love this vocabulary, I love this grammatical something, just give it to me. I want it, I need it, okay? Second category, you say that, maybe it's a little bit weird for me, maybe it's a little bit too much for me now. Okay, let's see, maybe next time when I face it, I will just study it. And the third category is when you say that, all right, it was too specific for me, I'm not going to use it anymore in my life. It was interesting, thank you very much, but goodbye, I'm not going to learn it. And getting this intelligent filter, you can learn grammar, you can learn vocabulary, grammatical structures, everything from an authentic text, and it brings you closer to reality, to the real life. And this is the gist of Call for English, because it's practical and it's adaptive, and you should be adaptive in real life situations. Okay, so next video is output after getting the right input.